Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gringo Show. Yeah. Welcome back. First episode of our third season. We have a great season ahead of us. New studio, new background, new stories to tell you. It's 2022. We're going to kill it this year, right? Yeah, we're going to kill it, except one small thing. Yes, that's right. Omicron is striking Mexico hard with a record number of contagios not seen since during the entire pandemic. It's been really tough. The good news is that the vaccination program is helping prevent hospitalizations. In Mexico City, with a 95% vaccination rate, hospital bed availability has not been too much of an issue, hovering around 30%. But in other states in the north of the country, capacity has been critical, such as Aguascalientes, which, by the way, yes, it's very hot, but there's no water there, is in a red light situation due to lower vaccination rates. It was reported last week that more than 75% of hospitalized people in Mexico City and elsewhere are unvaccinated. There's good news here. Cases in South Africa, where scientists originally discovered the variant, had a steep decline after cases peaked in December. And now the same is happening in the northeast of the United States in cities like New York and Washington, D.C., hoping that Mexico will soon follow. You know, because here in Mexico, since the beginning of the pandemic, COVID has been delayed around 2 to 3 weeks. The virus has been like, I'm coming for you, Mexico. And Mexico has been like, ahorita, dame un par de semanas, por favor. With this Omicron variant, which again sounds like a sequel to a Transformers movie, Omicron, more than meets the eye. It seems like everyone has gotten it, causing supply chain issues, canceled dental visits, and causing Aeromexico to cancel thousands of flights. Because said the captain at a bar before the flight, hey, listen, we gotta make a flight in a few hours. Let's make a group hug and make out with each other. The most important person in the country to get it was President Andrés Manuel López Obrador for a second time. Luckily, he was okay, saying that lots of water, honey, and caricias, which loosely translates to petting or soft touch.
Bueno, esos remedios y miel para la garganta con un poco de limón y con eso sale uno adelante. Además, no están de más las caricias, ¿eh? Nunca sobran las caricias entre parejas.
Got him through it this time, which is a little confusing because AMLO, who is touching you if you're causing it for COVID? No one should be touching you. If I were AMLO, I would have recreated the scene from Ghost. My darling, I've hungered for your caricia. The 68-year-old president, after recovering from COVID, had a catheterization procedure to check his heart, verifying that everything was A-okay with his heart and his arteries. Then he revealed to the public that he had a political will in case something happens to him during his time in office. We are glad the president is okay and very healthy, although I'm hoping that I'm in the will because I want that Volkswagen, and please, I want the estampillas también so I can be protected. Speaking of presidents, Mexico paused for a brief second last week to realize that former Mexican President Luis Echeverria was still alive, celebrating his 100th birthday with a Zoom call with friends and family from his home in Cuernavaca, Morelos. Have you ever been to a 100th birthday party? It's slow, really slow. And usually your friends can't make it for some reason. But as some were celebrating, others were reflecting on the dark moments of his presidency that lasted from 1970 to 1976, and the time before where he was involved in the infamous Tlatelolco massacre, killing hundreds of students who were protesting against government oppression. And then Echeverria called the students drug-using degenerates with bad parents with a propensity for sexual promiscuity and homosexuality. And that sounds like a fun group of people who you'd like to party with, actually. Hope the 100-year president celebrated with not one, not two, but 3 milks in his cakes, because I think he deserves it, right? Citigroup, the U.S. investment bank and financial services corporation, announced last week that it was selling Citibanamex, one of the largest banks in Mexico that has operated since 1884, causing shockwaves around the country and actually a few panicked people to withdraw their money from the bank upon hearing the news. It prompted Chancellor Marcelo Ebrard to go on Twitter to urge calm. And then Secretary of the Treasury, Rogelio Ramirez de la O. That's right. What a cool name. It's like Secretary de la O, de la O. What a great name. Gave confidence to the public, sharing that there were a number of investors who were interested in buying the bank to bring it back to Mexican ownership, such as Ricardo Salinas Pliego, owner of TV Azteca, and Carlos Henk Gonzalez, owner of Banorte. The sale of the bank is further complicated by the fact that its cultural foundation owns a number of historical buildings and is an important participant in the cultural preservation in the city. And in our segment, Mexico, Mexico, in the northern city of Monterrey, people who heard the bells of the garbage man were in for a lucky surprise. So the coolest thing was Gene Simmons retweeted the video. OMG. I just hope that the sanitation worker doesn't use his very large tongue to touch the garbage. Yeah, nasty, not sanitary, right? That does it for this edition of the Gringo Show of the new season. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please follow us on YouTube and Facebook Live for more episodes to keep you informed of everything that is happening here in our beautiful country. See you next week.
Gringo, Mexico is laughing thanks to you.